Well, what you're an expert in is something that so many people experience at some course in their life and their professional career. So I want to start with burnout. That's defined by so many people, so many different ways. It shows up for folks in different settings. How was burnout showing up for you?
It showed first in well, not sleeping. That was the first thing that went out of the roof. And then it was kind of feeling pressured at work when there was not really a pressure on it. I felt bullied. And when I actually said to myself, okay, no more, I felt a crack. I really felt a crack.
A crack in mentally? Was it a mental crack, or did you notice like physical effects as well besides just the sleeping?
It was, for sure, I was super tired because I was not sleeping, and the crack was mental, because what happened that day was that I had 1 hour fighting with my manager, and after that my most, let's say, successful team member called me and told me that he was leaving. So at some point I said, I cannot deal with that anymore. That when I really heard a crack in my head, and I said, I cannot handle anymore. And then my 2-year-old in me, not I don't have a 2-year-old, but me being a 2-year-old, I started saying, I don't want to go there anymore. I'm not going there anymore. It's like, when you don't want to go to school.
So did you gracefully exit, or did you kind of do a mic drop? Like, that's it, I've had enough, I'm out of here, I can't take this anymore.
What happened is that there is a whole process and procedure that you need to put in place also with the labor doctor here in the Netherlands to that first takes you out of work. So I went to my GP and I told her this is what's happening, and she said, okay, so don't go to work for the next week. And then after a week, the labor doctor came in and said, okay, we need to talk. We talked, and then when he said, okay, you're not able to work in these conditions. There were also other cases in the same company. That's why I said, okay, it's a toxic environment. He knew about that. He couldn't say it out loud because it was supposed to be neutral. But yeah, so after a month, I gradually returned to work with a plan, because they make you do a plan. So I was gradually coming every day for 2 hours, and then going up for 3 hours, up to 8 hours. It took me 3 months to go up to 8 hours fully. It was 1st of July. I still remember it. 1st of July, first day back, my manager calls me in and we have another verbal fight. And then I said to myself, I walked out that door saying, okay, I'm out of here.
Wow. You did a few things that I think are worth mentioning. You've asked for help, right? You went to, you said to your GP, you went to a physician and said, okay, something is wrong here. So, and then that physician helped you. And I know you're in the Netherlands, so there's a little bit different rules, but in general, all over the world, wherever you work, if you have something like cracking, ask for help, right? And then you tried to make it work, and then you got back in such a toxic environment when you're verbally fighting with someone. If you're listening to this and you're verbally fighting with people at work, you can take your talent somewhere else.
Oh, please do. Please don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't have this fear that that no one will employ you, because with the Great Resignation going on, specifically where you are, it's much more, let's say, intense than over here. You can find another job, and believe me, you'll be glad to have found another job.
And you could have just decided, okay, I'm going to stay in this industry. You had been in that industry for, for 20 years. So you could have stayed in the industry and just gone to another company, but you went a very different direction. So talk about the process to make that decision, because ultimately the decision is about giving up stability.
Oh yeah, big time. What happened is that I knew it already since 2014. So everything that I talked about happened in 2019, mid 2019. So I knew already since 2014 that I was doing a job which I was chosen to do the job. I didn't choose the job. I had totally different background. I happened to be successful in my job. I liked some part of my job, the communication side of it, the fact that I was first business analyst and then business intelligence manager for the listeners. So I could lead a team, I could recruit my own team, but numbers were not my natural environment. Words were. So that's why I said the job chose me and I didn't choose the job. So 2014 already, I knew that it was not really the job that I liked 100%. So when this happened in 2019, I said to myself, this is now the time to do something and to choose a job that I like. And so it was, at first, I knew the department I wanted to twist or to switch, which was from marketing and sales and finance, so all the numbers part of it, to the HR side of it. And then I said to myself, okay, I know I want to do that. And then, let's say simply, I went for it, but the process is not simple, of course.
And your experience doing it yourself made you want to help other people. So I'm interested in how you transitioned your own experience into the work that you're doing now, which is an international career coach.
Well, what I said, after a while, I was going into the discovery side of it. So talking to people who were into HR, who were recruiters, who were also coaches, and then, discovering what was the good side of it and the bad side of it. I felt the urge to not have, I felt the urge to support the professionals throughout this transition. And I said, I don't want them to experience what I experienced, or I want them to be supported when I couldn't have the support. Because let's face reality, they were not giving me the support. They were giving me some support, but not the support I really needed. I needed to do it by myself. So I said, yeah, it would be nice to help people.